Hello, my name is Ederson Oliveira and I'll be presenting this video for DotNetNuke.com, and in this video I'll be covering another aspect of SEO inside DotNetNuke, which is related to the text editor, to the HTML editor. So when you are dealing with the HTML editor, you should be aware of certain things that you should be doing or you should not be doing that will make an impact in the SEO strategy of your website. Now, to give an example of that, I have here a DotNetNuke Community Edition website 544. I'm going to log into the backend as admin, and we're going to create a new page so we can talk a little bit about some of those aspects that are related to the HTML editor. Let's create a new page, and I'm just going to call this SEO page. And it will be visible to all users. Let's click update, and just to grab a brand new fresh page. So now let's go to enter in the text editor for this module that is already in the new page that we have created. So let's go to the action menu, edit content. Now, first aspect that I would recommend trying to avoid as much as possible is the use of tables. So sometimes table is a very convenient way of displaying text in different columns or even image side by side. But again, if you can, try to avoid as much as possible using tables when you are adding content to the website. Again, as much as possible. It doesn't mean that you cannot use at all, but just try to minimize the use of tables. Now, there is something that you should definitely use. You should definitely use the heading tags when adding content to a page. So, for instance, if I'm adding the title of a header for this content, let's say SEO services. So I can select this text, and I can go to the styles, and then I can select heading 1. So very important thing is that it's a general advice that you should stick to one H1 heading per page. You should try to avoid having more than one H1 tag per page. So stick to one H1 tag per page, but then you can do as many H2, H3, H4, H5 tags throughout the rest of the pages. Sorry, the rest of the page. So in our content we have placed an H1 tag, and again, it's advisable that the content of that H1 tag is a keyword rich. So it should have keywords relevant to the sites that you are creating, that you are maintaining. Now then I put my paragraph, and again I can keep adding more headings, but again try to stick to one H1 and do as many other headings as you want. You have H2, H3, H4, H5. Okay. Now, just a quick note. If by any chance you don't like the style of your H1 tag, we can change that easily if you know a little bit of CSS. And I'm going to give just a basic advice here. Just for the sake of testing, let's change the color of the H1 tag, the H1 tag that I have placed here. So let's save this content. So here's how it's looking like. Let's just say, for the sake of example, that we want to change the font for a red color. So you can do that easily by going to Admin Site Settings. And under Site Settings, you can expand Style Sheet Editor. And under Style Sheet Editor, this will be changed the style of the port.css. So let's go to the very end, and let's add H1 tag, and then open brackets, and let's put the color as, say, red, and let's close this. So again, if you know a little bit of CSS, or if you are designing knows that a lot, you can change some of those formatting, those CSS formatting from the admin menu is style sheet editor. So let's click not update directly, but first let's click save style sheet. Let's click here. So it's saving the file. Now if we go back to the page, we should see now the title, the H1 heading as in red color. Okay, so we have it in red. So this is an easy way that you can reformat the H tags in case you don't like the styling that is coming up. Now another point that I want to mention about SEO and the HTML editor is about the images. Let's say that if you want to add an image to this content, we just click in the image manager. Let's select just one image as an example. Let's select this one here, and then when we select, go to properties and set the alt tag, the alternative text for this image as well. This is one relevant aspect in terms of when you're dealing with SEO. So try to put an alternative text that is also relevant not only to the image but to the site as well. So let's say that this is SEO related. Again, try to also always put an alternative text for each image that you add to the site. You can click and search. The image is there. We can save this. So the alt tag would come whenever the image for some reason cannot be displayed. So the alt tag would show up in its place. But again, this is not only this is also relevant for SEO, and you should be aware of that. Now, another aspect that I would like to mention that it's worth avoiding as much as possible is under the text editor. They have use of Flash. So I'm not saying that you cannot use Flash at all throughout the site. You can, but Flash is one of those aspects that are not very much visible by the search engines. Even though I've heard that Google has started to index text inside Flash, but again, I'm not an expert in SEO. The only reasonable information that I have is that try to avoid Flash as much as possible. But again, it's a feature available within the HTML editor. Now, the final aspect that I want to cover within the HTML editor is about creating links within the content. So let's say that if you want to make this text become a link, so you can select the text and then you can go to the Hyperlink Manager at the top. When you click there, you can either select a page from your site that this will link to, or you can set up the entire URL from the URL field. So let's say we want to set up a link to the home page. Now, you should, as much as possible, you should try to avoid track clicks, because when you select track clicks, the URL actually gets changed and it will always point to link-click.aspx. So this is not well seen by search engines. Again, everything would be pointed to this page. So only do this if you really have a good reason for tracking clicks in this link. But ideally, the link should be as clean, quote unquote, as possible. So again, try to avoid track clicks, and you can click OK. We can save this. And here is the link, and it's a simple link, goes straight to the home page. So basically, this was just an overview of the different aspects that you should consider when using the HTML editor, and having in mind the SEO aspects of your site as well. Okay, thank you very much. Bye for now.